Welcome to the Master of the Craft YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, please like and subscribe. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if God lays it on your heart. The topic of today is, how did I pave the way? I'll answer this very briefly. When you've been doing something for a long period of time, X amount of years, and you started it long before others started it, whether it's in sports or not. Like, say for instance, like Tim Duncan, who played in the league for 20 years, Kobe Bryant played in the league for 20 years. Those are the trailblazers. Those are two players that paved the way for athletes that are coming in today. So if you're asking how did someone pave the way, you have to look at those things. You have to look at the marketing behind the ministry. You have to look at how big the ministry is, what the ministry is doing, what the ministry brings to the table, the influence of the ministry. You just look at those things. From a business standpoint, you just look at those things, and that's how you get the paved the way scenario. When I started miming, there was me and one other person that I knew offhand that were miming. Miming was not popular back when I started in the year 2000. When I was thinking about starting it in 1999, but I started in the year 2000. Going on 10 years old, started when I was 9. My birthday's in March. So when I started, it wasn't a lot of people doing it. Wasn't very popular, wasn't out there, and still to this day it's still not very popular. It's getting there, but it's still not popular. Philadelphia is more so of a singing and a preaching and a choir city. It's not known for really dancing. I've had conversations with pastors and ministers and auxiliary leaders that still to this day don't respect the craft of that is miming, that is liturgical dance. So there were things that were done behind the scenes on my end, conversations that were had on my end, just to ensure that we were treated fairly. We were treated just like any other ministry. Whether it was conversations about being paid, conversations about being respected, conversations about how effective the ministry is, and just explaining the overall ministry and how powerful and impactful it can be if done the right way. There are people that hit me up to this day that ask me questions about the Mind Ministry that live in Philadelphia that are not yet familiar with it, because this isn't, down south it's a lot of mimes. It's like a way of life down there. But on the East Coast, it's really not. No matter how we want to spend it, the East Coast is known more for music and choirs and stuff, like I stated in the beginning of this video. So when you're having these conversations and you have various pastors and bishops and auxiliary leaders hitting you up asking you these questions, they're not asking you because you do it. They're asking you because of your longevity in this ministry. They're asking you because you have a certain following, you have a certain influence, so you know some things. You know a lot of dancers, you mentor dancers, and you teach a lot of dancers. So they're asking you from that standpoint. There are dancers that I put on my various platforms that don't really get an opportunity to really express themselves through their miming or through the liturgical dance. They don't really get the opportunity. So my services are a way for them to get out there. There are people who struggle to get engagements and to have their ministry showcased that I got on programs. Sometimes having to alter where I'm at on a program, or alter me being on a program at all, just for them to get the spotlight that they needed. There are dancers that I've taken under my wing and have mentored, that have given choreography to. There are dancers who I've helped promote their ministry and help build their brand as far as social media is concerned, as far as them getting out there. I'm one of the only ones, if not the only one, besides Donald Newsom. And Tavon travels a lot too, but he's not really a Philly mime. But I'm really one of the only mimes or dancers in Philly that really travels heavily. I just got back from Atlanta, and I went to Jamaica, and I'm going to Connecticut next week. So this is a ministry that travels. So even with that, I'm one of the first ones to do that as well. Not too many of the dancers in Philly go outside of Philly, and we believe in doing that because we have an evangelistic ministry, and we believe in reaching souls here and there, all over the globe. We believe in that. We believe in our reach and having a reach. So when people ask me how do I pave the way, those are reasons why I paved the way. There's nobody doing what I'm doing at this present time. There's nobody, I don't see anybody going into prisons. I don't see anybody doing countless outreach events. I don't see nobody dancing on the street. Everybody's just concerned with dancing inside of a church, when we have to realize the real ministry is done outside of the church. Nobody's traveling as much as I'm doing. Nobody's putting other dances on as much as I do it, because they don't have the brand. They don't have the connections that I have, so they aren't able to do it. And not saying they won't get there, but they don't have it now. We're just speaking of the present. Um, no dancer in Philly, besides the ones that I don't know, can say that I never given them any ministry opportunities. I never paved a way for them to get certain opportunities, because if you get somebody booked at a church, what's going to happen is somebody's going to see you at that event, and then they're going to call you to their event. So it's a domino effect. So in all actuality, the person that made this possible, not just God, because God inspires me to help people, but it's me doing this. So the other day we talked about respect. So the only thing I ask of various dancers in Philly is just to be very, very respectful. I know I'm your peer. I know I'm not in my 30s or 40s. I'm not an elder statesman. I'm still young, but there is should be some level of respect that comes along with it. Just being who I am, and have in the people that I know, just respecting the journey, respecting the grind, respecting the work that I put in all these countless years. I wasn't growing up miming and growing up as a man feeling unappreciated for no reason. These are one of the reasons why I feel that way, because you have people who you've helped and people you help groom, and giving them ideas and tips on their ministry, and giving them things to enhance their ministry, giving ideas to enhance their ministry, to expand their ministry, and giving them things to be able to do ministry, period, whether it's paint or gloves or whatever. You have these people that you've helped, and they've openly disrespected you. So the only thing I've asked for is respect, because best believe I respect every one of you guys, regardless of what I say, regardless of what I say when I'm upset, when I'm being attacked. I respect all of you guys, and I respect um, the work that you guys are doing. But we can't get mad at certain things. We can't get mad at somebody's status or position, or we aren't trying to match their work ethic. My work ethic in Philly is unmatched by it's unmatched. Um, there's nobody in Philly that's doing what I'm doing. So when I'm saying what I'm saying these are just facts. This isn't me trying to hate on anybody. This isn't me trying to blast anybody or belittle anybody. These are just facts. I want you guys to work just as hard as I do, because I eat, sleep, I eat, sleep this thing. I eat and sleep this thing. Yes, I do this full time, but even if I didn't do it full time, if I did it part time, I'll be going just as hard. So you guys are overly concerned with the things of the world. You're overly concerned with going to these secular shows and hanging out with your friends that don't even know God, that don't even believe in God, that don't even have a relationship with God. But you're not concerned with your ministry, and it shows in your ministering. Um, the oil is very, very important. Um, you only going to go but so far, falling back and leaning on your talent. Your talent isn't going to get you but so far. But the anointing is what makes the difference. And the thing that separates me from a lot of dancers in Philly, not all of them, is that I'm anointed, and I was chosen to do what I'm doing today. And it's evident in all the traveling I've been doing in this country and outside of this country, and my connections that I have and things that I'm planning now. So all I ask in return is for you guys to be respectful. So that's how I paved the way. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up. My Instagram is Pastor J Will. I think it's Pastor J underscore Will. My Facebook is Justin Wams. Subscribe to the channel. There will be more content dropping. I'll be dropping topics every week. So every week on Wednesday, I'll be dropping content. And look for a couple projects that's going to be dropping. I got dropping, and then look out for information on my anniversary service. God bless you guys, and let heaven smile upon you. Peace.